From the Opelka Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OU Update with Jason Kersey. I'm Jenni Carlson. Jason, obviously signing day getting a lot closer, but Oklahoma still working to round out its class. Who out there is still on the wish list for this team?
Well, I think you got to start with the two in-state guys, DeAndre Clark from Douglas and Stephen Parker from Jenks. Those are the two guys that they've really worked hard on. DeAndre Clark's been committed to LSU for several months now, but he started to wane on that a little bit. Jerry Montgomery's really done a good job of working his way back in with him. And then Stephen Parker was supposed to take a visit to Oklahoma State this weekend. That didn't happen. I think that's probably good news for OU fans. He still plans a visit to Auburn next weekend, and that's sort of obviously the last opportunity to make an official visit. So I think they feel pretty good about both of those guys. And then beyond that, there's defensive tackle Courtney Garnett from New Orleans. He was committed to Texas for a long time, but he's decommitted. And based on the things he says on Twitter, I think it looks pretty good for the Sooners in that regard as well.
When you talk about DeAndre Clark and Stephen Parker, are those two guys that would wait maybe until signing day to make a big announcement, make a big splash, or do you anticipate some news on those guys?
DeAndre Clark, I do think will wait until signing day. He's said as much, and I think that. But as far as Stephen Parker goes, that's not really his personality, and I don't expect that he's going to wait until signing day. I think that he'll make a decision and announce it a few days before signing day.
A couple other guys that are on the radar are West Coast guys, or pseudo West Coast guys, Utah and California. Are there specific coaches making some inroads? You mentioned Jerry Montgomery earlier, but is this a coach or two that's sort of recruiting an area for the Sooners?
Well, Jay Norvell's been pretty good in that part of the country. Bill Biedenbo's obviously recruiting the offensive lineman from Utah, Kenyon Bryson. He was committed to Utah for a long time. Decommitted, I think, earlier this month. He visited OU, I think, in December. So he's got some other visits I think he's going to take. But I think OU feels pretty good about him as well. And that's an important guy. Rivals just bumped him up to a 4-star offensive tackle. And that's a position where they're pretty thin.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.